So magic in my setting is intuitive, it is based off the mind, and so it has a certain amount of natural intuition itself. If you funnel a bunch of your own mana into your fist and then punch someone in the face, the magic is like, all right, I can figure this one out. See, mana is a big conglomeration of all of the different thoughts and biases and ideas that all of living things have. So that intuition isn't necessarily the smartest thing ever. This becomes a problem sometimes. Because while if you just, channel a bunch of mana into your fist and you punch someone in the face, the punch will be better than if you did not, often significantly so. What exactly the magic did to actually make that punch better is often kind of all over the place. So if you want to refine that down, this is where spells come in. You would literally write or tattoo on the back of your hand in, spell reactive ink, momentarily increase like effective mass and solidity of fist for a period of no greater than 0.2 seconds proportional to the amount of mana supplied. Magic will be like, right, okay, yeah, gotcha. Because magic is universal within the setting, writing in just like English or Chinese or Japanese might have less effect than if you write one of the 8 universal runic languages that has existed since the beginning of magic itself. In fact, just the symbolism of these runes that you may in fact be writing with may actually bring a certain amount of mana from elsewhere, from outside, rather than just your own. You want to pick the right one of the 8 languages. You don't want to pick the wrong one. It's just not going to work as well. Now, because magic itself is intuitive, and often this intuition is not necessarily our intuition, a fair amount of spellcasting and spell writing is being clear. Now, if you were to just write, one of the 8 languages, runes for fire underneath some kindling, and then supply it with mana, it will either help you light your fire or light your fire for you, absolutely. If you write that same rune, like, under a candle, whether or not it would ignite the candle, whether or not if it would, make the candle easier to light, or whether or not it would instantly ignite all of the paraffin wax, causing an explosion, this is where you need to be clear. A spell let's keep with the candle, to enhance a candle's flame, for example. The spell might be written in a series of concentric circles, each subdivided into certain traits that you want. The subdivisions and the relative size thereof determines how much magic is actually attributed to each trait. For example, if you wanted to concentrate on how luminous the candlelight is, you might have, say, 4 subdivisions of light, heat, stability, and don't explode. And the light one would be the largest, might even take up more than half of the circle itself. If you're looking for more heat, you increase the ratio of the heat subdivide. Something you don't want to happen, that's actually quite easy. So what you do is you take one of the subdivisions, which is going to look, let's just say, like a rectangle-ish, another smaller rectangle inside that, and then a number of lines, and then you have in that middle rectangle explode, and then each of the smaller ones don't in various creative ways. By the way, if the first lesson with your magic teacher is not to memorize all of the different runes for do not do this, they're a bad teacher. Find a different teacher. Do not explode clauses right is a very important part of magic. Also, microwaving things, just completely unrelated, because it's dinner time and I'm hungry. Bye.